Hello and welcome. I'm Helen Cummins and this is Mallorca Living, a space dedicated to those who are dreaming about making Mallorca their home. Today I'm delighted to welcome Ines Herman, originally from Austria and now living in Mallorca. She's going to tell us all about her journey to arriving here in Mallorca. Let's dive in. Ines, you're very welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I know English is not your first language.
No.
Sorry, my German isn't so good. But let's see if we can do a nice job today of explaining to the listeners a little bit about your journey.
Okay.
So let's go back to your first experience with Mallorca. What brought you initially to Mallorca?
It's a long time ago because my parents discovered their love very early on the Balearic Island.
Yes.
And they had a house in Mallorca first. And when we children were born, they decided to buy something on Mallorca because they thought that it might more better for families. You know,
yeah.
So my journey starts very early when I was a baby.
Oh wow! And what part of Mallorca did they buy the house?
It was in Santa Ponsa.
Okay. Yes. And so, do you have many childhood memories of having your holidays here?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it held a special place in your heart. I
think. Mallorca was very special for me my whole life.
Okay.
And
super.
Yeah.
So when did you decide to buy a property here? Because I know before we met you, you already had a home actually in Santa Ponsa.
I had and before I had an apartment in Calavinas.
Okay.
And then in Santa Ponsa, yes.
So you have many years experience
Absolutely.
Of living here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now are many years, yeah.
Yeah, and at that point it was holiday homes,
it's
right?
absolutely holiday.
Yeah.
Everything.
So your life was in Austria.
Yes.
And then you were spending your vacations here with your family.
Yes. Yes.
So I saw your beautiful home that you had on the first line in Santa Ponsa. When did you buy that? And just maybe tell us a little bit about that.
We bought it in around 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it was only a holiday home for us. But we love it too because it was the same corner like our family house before, so it was very family
oriented.
And
But the location of this property was amazing because
absolutely,
there's something special when it's on the first line and you can hear the sea, right? When you open.
Every morning, every night, and you're also alone, you know. So it's really nice in this area.
So it must have been quite difficult to let go of that apartment.
Yes, it was. And you know.
I think your heart was somehow connected with this place. No?
Yeah, it was. And it was family memories, you know. So you say it because, but it's okay.
Yeah, and you reformed that apartment as well. So you had some experience of doing a reform project here on Mallorca.
Yes, we did it. Yeah, because we bought the apartment and it was not our style, you know. It was beautiful, but we want to have a change.
And you modernized it.
Modernized,
It was really, really very beautiful. Yeah. So what made you decide to sell that home and buy a bigger home, let's say, in Mallorca?
So we were thinking lots of time, or I was thinking that I want to live in another country. And so we said, okay, let's try and do it in Mallorca because, it's not easy. Don't understand me wrong, but it's like the second home, you know. And so I decided, okay, we can come to Mallorca and try it to stay here. And it was also the same time when I decided to let my profession, the systemic therapist. I didn't want to work anymore in this field, and so I said, okay, let's try, let's go. And this was the point because the Santa Ponsa apartment was too small for us. I have 2 children, and we have lots of animals, you know, and it's not for living there.
You have lots of animals. What?
Yeah, so now we have really lots of animals. Yeah, now we have.
You have a farm.
Now at the moment, really, because we rent a home, and there are really lots of animals like donkeys and sheep.
Oh, really? But you don't have to bring those with you.
No, no,
Okay.
no. We have 3 cats and 3 dogs.
Okay, 3 cats and 3 dogs. Yeah, you need a big home and you need a big garden, no?
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
space. So you decided, because I know you looked around quite a bit, and at one point, if I understood right, you were thinking of sort of a home that would also be a business, right? Would have been
Yes.
like hospitality or
Yes.
small hotel. And finally, you didn't do that, advance that idea, but you focused on buying a home for your family, right?
Yes, that's true. This was the first idea to complement everything together, you know. So it was a nice idea to have it all in one place. But yeah, it was also okay. We couldn't find something like that. So we found the plot.
Found a plot of land. And I
yeah.
believe the view from this plot is beautiful.
It's amazing.
And what are you looking out over? It's in Portal.
It's on the one side you see Palma,
The lights of Palma,
the lights
and you
of
see
Palma.
the sea.
The sea too. It's a little bit far, but you can see it absolutely. And on a clear day,
distance,
it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And on the other side, you see the mountains.
Oh,
so
beautiful. So you have 360-degree view.
it's so great and it's so amazing. I like to have a little bit of everything, you know.
But that's what is a little bit deceiving about Portal. People don't actually realize that parts of Portal are offering these kind of views of Palma. Because just for listeners who don't know exactly where Portal is, Portal is actually looking onto the airport, that side of Palma, and you're backing into kind of Santa Maria, Marachi, this area.
Yes, absolutely.
But what I've noticed over the last couple of years is that people who maybe don't find what they're looking for in Santa Maria are looking towards Portal, right? It's another option because there's only like 10 minutes drive.
5 minutes,
5
I
minutes,
think, you know. Yeah, I think I have to say that I also don't know anything of Portal. I know Santa Maria too, but Portal, I don't know. Lucy told me the first time. And
it's quite a difference from Santa Ponsa, actually.
Absolutely, it's more Mallorcan, you know, and they also make maybe sometimes you can imagine that Portal also produced this kind of ceramic.
The ceramic, it's famous for the ceramic.
This is famous for Mallorca, and this is the village they're doing that by themselves there. It's really interesting, you know.
I think if you select Portal, you are going really local.
Absolutely.
And you need to speak the language there because I think it's predominantly local people living there.
Yeah.
So how is your Spanish coming along?
Yeah, I go 2 times in a week to school.
Very good.
And I try. I knew some words before, you know, but now it makes a difference when you live here because you have to speak. So when I was here in holidays for 2-3 weeks, you know, I tried to speak, but okay, it's easier to speak sometimes English or German, and then you do it. Yeah. And now you have to, and I think
it's the push you need.
And I think it's very important, you know, because you are here on a Spanish island, so it's very important to speak Spanish.
But I think also it's the way that the locals open their arms to you, you know. And you have a Mallorcan builder building your house.
Yes.
Pep Mascaro. I met Pep, and he's a lovely man.
Absolutely.
And how is that going? Because obviously he doesn't speak English, and how is the translations going?
It's really funny because he told me, as he tells me every time that after this construction I will speak perfectly Spanish.
You'll have all the construction words.
Absolutely, yeah.
I remember when I was renovating here, I was the same.
Yeah.
My vocabulary only expanded as far as the construction.
Works, yeah, I know.
But if I went to a dinner party, I was lost. Yeah.
No, so Lucy.
Yes, Lucy, who works with us,
yeah.
Lucy Adamson.
Yeah, who works with you. She helps me a lot, because she speaks Spanish, and every time she's going to the area with me and
the meetings
meetings, and she speaks with me and asking me, okay, what's going well and what we can change something, and she's every time immediately say to the construction company, to Pep, or in writing, she's
helping you a lot
absolutely
with the translation.
It's so helpful, yeah.
And it was a big step because you bought a plot of land. It had a license to build, yes. I think.
Yes.
But you could put then your own taste, so you could choose the kitchen, choose the bathrooms. Yes. So it was a great opportunity, but you had to be very patient.
Yes.
Because it's a sort of 2-year project, right? So how has all that experience been for you?
Yeah, it was, I loved the construction, the plans for how they built, because it was, it is a style of Mallorcan. I love it, with the stones, and the other side is also very modern.
Very modern, you have all the modern
touches. It's the combination, and it's really, really nice. And now we make the small things inside, so we create it, like the kitchen, and it's very exciting for me, because now I have a really huge room, a really large room where I can put the kitchen inside, and I love it because I think it's very beautiful to have.
It's the heart of the house,
absolutely,
right?
Everybody is meeting there, I think
it's how we live now, isn't it? That everybody is in the kitchen, and that's where everything is. I love that though. It's a really nice way.
Yeah.
So I would say patience was the big thing for you. You had to be very patient to wait and see all this construction happen. Yeah. How has that been for you? Are you a patient person normally?
No, absolutely not. I think this is what I'm really learning now. Yeah, because I have to, and it will be sometime a really beautiful home for us.
And all your farm animals.
And my farm animals, yeah. It's very funny because we take there was living a small dog on this rental house.
Yeah.
And now it's our dog.
Okay.
So maybe.
So when are you planning to move in? When is it going to
June.
In June. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed for you. June is going to be the date. Yeah. So you've been renting in between. And how was it difficult to find a rental on the island?
Yes, it was difficult because, the part of the animals, it's a little bit difficult. And I think it's also a little bit expensive, the rentings.
I would love to ask you to do a favor for me. Mallorca Living is a video podcast dedicated to those who are dreaming of making a life for themselves here on Mallorca. This is a very personal project for me, where I get to share with you wonderful stories about people who have actually made the transition to Mallorca. I would love to ask you to subscribe to this channel, because it helps the channel grow, and it makes sure that we continue to grow and prosper and reach as many people as possible who are interested in making Mallorca their home. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking and sharing your comments. We love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. Thank you so much. Where is the house you're renting?
Now it's in Botol, but we rented before a house in El Molinar.
Yes.
But we have, it was a little bit difficult because we have, the neighbors, there was some things, it was a little bit stressful.
Okay.
So I decided, because we knew that the construction will be a little bit longer, So I decided to move to another rental home, and yeah, so Lucy tells Pep is the construction from the construction company, and Pep said to me, yeah, he knew the man in Bordeaux who...
Of course he did. He knows everything in Bordeaux. Nothing moves that Pep doesn't know about.
This is true, yeah. So we find this home now.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But isn't that great that when you're plugged into the network here,
yeah,
that it just things open?
Yes.
Isn't it like
Yes.
that? When you're on the outside,
yeah,
you're on the outside.
Yes.
And, you know, nobody's really there for you.
Yeah.
But when you kind of step in and start building relationships with people locally, there's
Absolutely.
a trust, and then all this help
Yeah.
shows up.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful, really,
Yeah,
when you come to a new country.
It's flowing a little bit now. And
which
I
is
hope
great.
it's good.
So Ines, you contacted us some years ago.
Yes.
And in your search, in the early stages of your search for a home here, and then you connected with our wonderful Lucy Adamson. And you and Lucy have been on a journey for these last 2 years.
Yeah, she is on a journey, yeah.
So can you just tell us, what was that experience like for you?
The whole journey, or the whole I met Lucy the first time, and I told that we are looking for an existing home at first, because this was the plans at first. And she was great, Lucy. Lucy was really motivated, and because I was living in Vienna at this time, and I have to manage it all from Vienna. And this was also a part from Lucy that she helps me really much, because
she was on the ground here.
She's on the ground here,
and you were in Vienna,
and she was finding me the houses, the existing houses, and then she told me, Ines, come on, when can you come to Mallorca and have
to do a viewing
yes.
trip?
Yeah, and we do it often in one day, you know.
Okay.
So in one day, and
you would fly in the morning.
Yes.
She would have organized all the viewings, and you'd fly out again in the evening.
Yes.
Did she do video viewings for you sometimes as well, if necessary?
Yeah, at first sometimes, but it was very important for me to see it.
Of course.
Because I think it's a feeling, you know, to find the right home.
And then I think it's a process, isn't it, as well? So many people begin with one idea in their head and then actually end up with something completely different. And that's a process, right, that you go through.
Yeah, because you see something, and then you fly back, and then you're thinking about, and then, yes or no, and you speak at home with the family, you know, and then the family wants to see, and it's a really process.
I remember one house that we went to see for you. It was close to Festival Park.
Yeah.
You really liked it, actually.
Yeah, I know.
With that one. But I think what you now have is even better, right?
Yeah, because I think it's more in the village, you know, and I think it's also for the kids and for everything. For me, it's better to be in the village and not so outside.
Yeah.
And it was a really beautiful home in Santa Maria. Festival Park, it was.
This area.
But
But I think even the view now you have and everything is probably even, and you were able to put your own stamp on it.
Yeah,
I think that's also, a lot of people like to do that, to have that possibility.
Yes.
So once you found the plot, what else was Lucy able to help you with? What kind of, during the process, let's say?
At first, I had really a breakdown about the totally costs, you know. It's really confusing to know, okay, this cost is coming, and the taxes is coming, and this is coming. And Lucy also make lots of summaries for me to see, okay, this you have to see this costs and that costs, and it's very important to have an overview of everything, you know. And so, and absolutely also for the legal level. You know?
She made recommendations for lawyers.
She told me a lawyer, a Spanish, a Mallorcan lawyer. I think it's also very important to have a Mallorcan lawyer, because I think the law is different to the countries.
Of course.
But he speaks German.
Okay.
And it was really, really good for me to have a communication with him, because it's very difficult to speak in this level with somebody.
Of course,
It's
you
not
want to know the
my
details of
language,
everything.
Yeah.
So he was able to help you with all of that.
Yes.
That's really great.
Yeah.
And then it's really the process of just bringing this project to an end now, isn't it?
Yes, now to bring it to an end. Now we are pushing every week.
Yes.
Every week we are driving to the site and to
So you're
see.
becoming the best friend of Pep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But you have to be active in this project. Yeah. So it's very important to see.
You have a young daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the older one.
And the older one. But the younger one, is she going to school here now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both going.
Oh, really? What age is your older daughter?
16.
Oh, okay. 16. And your younger daughter is 8.
Yeah.
And which schools did you choose?
Agora.
Agora.
Yeah.
So they're both in Agora.
Yes.
And you're happy with Agora?
Absolutely. It was really funny because the first idea for my oldest sister was to go to the academy.
Okay.
It's in Mallorca.
Yeah. Which would be very close to your house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This was the idea. And then I think 1 month before we are coming, she decided, no, Mom, I want to see Agora too. And I said, oh, Helena, really? Okay, let's go. We are flying here, and she saw the school, and she was absolutely
in love with
that.
Is she doing IB now?
Yes.
So she's doing 2 years IB.
Yes, she's doing now IB, and the Frida, the 8-year-old, is in the primary.
In primary. My daughter went to Agora for 15 years. She started when she was 3 and she finished at 17, 18, with the IB.
So it was great,
I think. No, she loved it, absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
But she never knew any different, but she was a very happy student there. And actually the results were very good.
Yeah, I think so. It's a really good international school, because children learn in Spanish, learn in English, and I think it's so important, So
and they have a lot of sports facilities
sports,
there.
music, it's really important,
For your older daughter, was it difficult to make this transition now from being in Austria in education and now in Spain in education?
At first, no. She was much more clearer than I was. She said to me, Mom, come on, let's do it now and don't think about it.
Oh, really? She was the one, come on, let's go to Spain.
Let's do it and come on. And I think it's now she's really good here. She finds lots of friends,
Brilliant.
And I think the difficult is to have a bridge, on the old friends to the new friends.
Yes.
And I think this is now which she can learn how she can manage that. Yeah. But she is very happy.
But maybe she will go back to Austria for university.
No, she said to me, no, she will go to Madrid.
Madrid?
Yeah.
Madrid is supposed to be fantastic.
So we will see.
That's exciting.
I told to her, Helena, you have 2 years and then you can go back. And she said, no, Mom. She's
on her journey.
Yes.
That's wonderful. But it's so important, isn't it, to have the whole family committed to this decision.
Yes, absolutely.
And was there anything that surprised you along the way that you expected would be more difficult than what it is, and you found it kind of easier, maybe?
I think that everything it's a little bit calm here, and I think at the first step it's also something who is a little bit challenging, because we are coming from a city, a big, it's not big, but it's a big city, Vienna, and everything is so fast there, and I knew that everything is a little bit calmer or quieter here. But when you feel it, it's a little different. You have to manage it too, But now I think it's better for life, you know. So you're also a little bit quieter and
calmer.
And it's so important for your healthy, you know.
But I don't think you're going to stop and do nothing here.
No.
I think you have plans afoot. So you want to tell us a little bit? Are you hoping to do something here on the island in the future?
Yeah, the plans was that maybe I find a little hotel or a little retreat or
center,
or maybe, I don't know. It will be also really great because I want to create a city or area where healthy is very important, you know. So maybe also a medical center like this for doing yoga and meditation and we will see. I don't know. These are some plans. I will see what happened now and of course.
But it's not that you're going to be on Mallorca and slow down totally.
No, not really. But I do it much more quieter, you know. But no, I have lots of plans.
Wonderful. Well, it's very exciting.
Yes.
So I want to wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for using our service.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your support. And I just want to ask you some quick fire questions before we finish off. So beach or mountain?
Beach.
Beach. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Sunrise. Summer heat or winter calm?
Summer heat.
Yes, we all need summer heat. We're fed up with rain. Siesta or fiesta?
Now, siesta.
Really? There will come summertime, it'll be fiesta. Palm Oli or Ensenada?
Palm Oli.
Palm Oli. And North Coast or South Coast? That's a
South Coast.
South Coast.
Yeah.
You like the South Coast. It brings you a lot of good memories, no, of life on Mallorca.
I know, yeah.
So I wish you all the best, Ines,
Thank you
for
so much.
you and your family.
Thank you.
Really hope Pep comes in on June deadline. And
we will push him.
Yes, and that you can get into your home for summertime and enjoy all the wonderful things that's going to bring you in your life.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And thank you for you and for your team and everything, what you did. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. A pleasure. Thank you. If you're dreaming of making Mallorca your home, let me invite you to use our property buyers agency service. With our service and our help, we can guide you to the right location that fits with your lifestyle. We'll also help you find the perfect home that fits with your dream. Contact us today for an online consultation or book an appointment and come and see us in Palma. We would love to help you make your transition to Mallorca a reality.